Hi, I'm Steven.
And I'm Sarah, and together we're Two Ton Studios. We've been making this game for the past 4 years, and it's finally coming out this December.
Snowy,
Unto
I like
the
it.
End is a challenging combat adventure game in the style of a cinematic platformer. Its story is simple. Get back home to your family.
When people talk about Unto the End, they often mention the fighting and the combat. And we're really proud of that. We work super hard on it, and we hope it plays unlike any other game.
Looks cool, yeah.
We wanted the challenge to come from reading and reacting to your opponents rather than hacking and slashing.
Ah.
So the advice we give is to stay calm and make the most of every opportunity, since fights can be won or lost in 2 or 3 hits.
Dang, dude.
Every fight demands focus and attention. We really want to reward careful observation and mastery of your abilities. Whether you approach a fight by surprising an opponent with your dagger, ducking under one of their attacks, faking them out, shoulder bashing, or taking advantage of friendly fire. We also designed this mode called Combat Assist. It gives you more time to read and react while still offering a challenge.
It was
We're not
also
using
important
that.
for us to have alternatives to fighting. So some difficult combat encounters can be completely avoided by using or trading items rather than going in sword first.
Oh.
The environments you move through, the items you find, they all give you clues as to what the different characters want. But you might inadvertently make an encounter more difficult if you use the wrong item at the wrong time.
And then there's characters that just don't care enough to fight you if you run away. They might have been protecting their territory and just felt threatened. By not rushing into combat, you give yourself a chance to learn more about the characters and their relationships with each other.
That's a lot of depth,
A lot of
dude.
these ideas came from Sarah and me wondering, how would you communicate with creatures you share no language with? Of course, attacking a creature with a sword is a pretty clear way of telling them you're an aggressor.
Ooh.
But there are also non-verbal ways of telling creatures you mean no harm.
Every time you make one of these decisions, you're shaping the main character and the tools they'll have at their disposal.
Gosh, dude, the thrust
For
in
example,
the neck.
this is one of the harder fights in the game. You can choose to help this character out, you can ignore them and just walk right by, or of course you can fight. You'll actually get different items based on what you do, and those items will impact later encounters.
Ooh.
We did all this because we wanted the world to feel alive and bigger than the main character. We're really proud of these moments. We think of them like difficulty settings built into the gameplay that also serve as inflection points which shape your adventure.
Dude,
These things you can really only do in a video game. They create an adventure built from your actions. And that's what Sarah and I think is really special about games.
Thanks so much for watching,
Unto the End will be out this December.
and we can't wait to hear about your experience playing it.
Yeah, I think I'll be one of the people playing it. This looks really cool. No, he needed help. You could have helped him. Okay, so there were some things they mentioned that make this really, really unique. That's cool. They were making a game that's
Time to
bigger than the
react.
players. So let's get this out of the way. First off, they made it clear the story is really simple. Get back to your family. This game is
Get
not
back home
about
to
the
your
story.
family.
Yeah, that's the story. But what really interests me is, yeah, they designed a world that's bigger than the character. It doesn't really revolve around you so much. You're just trying to get back to your home, to your family, and you're encountering all these people, these beasts along the way, and they're not just gonna attack you on sight, just mindlessly aggressive evil. Like, they might just be territorial. They don't know, like, if you're dangerous or friendly. There's no way to communicate. They don't share your language. So, I mean, there are even ways to avoid combat encounters if you give them gifts, like the twigs.
You can choose to help this
them,
character out,
which is very,
you
very
can ignore
interesting.
them and just walk right by, or of course you can fight. You'll actually get different items based on what you do, and those items will impact later encounters.
You get different items based on what. So I'm assuming if you kill him, you probably get like a weapon. If you ditch him, I don't know, maybe you get something that helps you sneak around. If you help him, maybe you get other tools that'll help you have more diplomatic ways of dealing with other creatures. That would be my guess. But that's really, really interesting. I'm not even entirely sure. Like, I love a good combat, but at the same time, you know, not just some guy that's bloodthirsty is going to kill everything in my sight. I mean, I would probably try to be peaceful where I can. But again, as I said, you got to keep an eye out for some clues.
A lot of these ideas came from Sarah and me wondering,
Way. They might have been protecting
Where
their
did they mention
territory
that?
and just felt threatened. By not rushing into combat,
would you communicate with creatures you share no language with? Of course, attacking a creature with a sword is a pretty clear way of telling them you're an aggressor.
You know, I wonder if there's some permanence in this game. Like, okay, this guy sees that you killed his friend. Is he gonna run off and like tell his brethren, like, oh my gosh, this guy he's dangerous, he's evil. Like everybody attack him on sight. You know, like I wonder if some decisions you make in the early game might actually affect how an entire species or group or tribe feels towards you. That'd be kind of interesting. But also kind of scary. Like, you got to be careful about the decisions you make, especially if you don't actually know how to.
Time.
and then there's character then going in sword first.
The environments you move through, the items you find, they all give you clues as to what the different characters want.
Yeah, there you go. That's the hint. The environments you move through, the characters you find, they give you clues. So that's, since you can't speak with them, they give you the clue as to what items you would need to provide to get through certain situations diplomatically.
You might inadvertently make an encounter more difficult if you use the wrong item at the wrong time.
So yeah, you got to know what you're doing, because I mean, there's no clear-cut answer to what someone wants, and if you give them the wrong thing, they might actually attack you. They might not like that. That's very interesting. And let's talk about the combat itself, because I didn't really talk about it too much. It looks pretty good. It seems like enemies have some animations. They indicate if they're going to attack from above or below.
Since fights can be won or lost in 2 or 3 hits.
There seems to be a block up and
Every
block down
fight demands
button.
focus and attention.
And there's even like friendly fire. You can see that guy threw a javelin. He ducked under and it hit his ally, so you can exploit that as well. We see here he throws
really
a
want
dagger,
to reward
right? Yeah, so you can like use range. I wonder, like, it didn't bring up a menu like with the peace items that he just threw it. So I don't know if you have a limited amount of that. Maybe you have to go pick it back up or something. Maybe you only have one.
Careful observation and
cool.
mastery of your abilities. Whether you approach a fight by surprising an opponent with your dagger, ducking under one of their attacks, faking them
Shoulder
out,
bash,
shoulder
knock 'em down,
bashing, or
rolling.
taking advantage of friendly fire. We also
looks
designed
really
this
cool,
mode
dude.
called combat.
The combat looks like it has depth to it. It's interesting, and it seems like you often fight outnumbered, so you have to really... You can't just rush in guns blazing. I mean, there are no guns. You know what I mean, though. You got to take your time. You got to plan your encounters carefully. It doesn't matter what your playstyle is, whether peaceful, sneaky, or aggressive. You got to plan each encounter very, very carefully, and I think that provides a lot of depth to this gameplay. It also provides a game that has a lot of replayability. You might play one way on your first attempt, and on your next attempt, you might be much more aggressive, for example, much more peaceful, maybe just try to run around past everything. There's a lot of different ways to play this game, and it looks really, really cool. I have a lot of respect for that. I think they did a great job with how they designed this, but I guess we won't know until we actually play it for ourselves, right? The concept looks interesting, though, and I will probably stream this. What day? December 9th. I'll have to write that down. At any rate, that's all I have to say on that. If you like this video, please leave a like and comment. It does help out a lot. I do upload a new video every single day, so make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out. I also stream daily on Twitch starting at 12 p.m. Central and ending at 4 p.m. Central, so make sure you follow me there to catch it on live. Link is in the description. But that's going to be it for tonight. Thank you for tuning in. Hope you had fun, and I'll catch you next time.